It's only a few days after Eid and the end of Ramadan, but my heart yearns for the calm it brought. Life as we know it goes back to normal as we continue on our journey in life. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to An-Nur the Night. Many of us have grown up in challenging circumstances and dreamed of doing more. Today's profile is on a woman who is opening countless doors to young people and providing them with an opportunity to look for a job. Let's check her out.
The fourth industrial revolution is transforming the way we interact with the world. New careers are opening up, but the possibilities for young people from disadvantaged communities in the Western Cape was very scarce. This changed when a black woman-led NGO opened its doors to cater for this very market.
Aasiyah came about. I worked for an engineering defense aerospace company. My son saw a UAV, which is like, it goes up 16,000 feet, 500 kilometers autonomously. And he was telling the kids at his school. And so he said they don't know what a UAV is, which is an unmanned aerial vehicle. And I realized coming from the Cape Flats, working in communities, when are kids going to know and that they are going to be marginalized or deprived of 4IR skills? And so I did my research, World Economic Forum, I did my research in engineering and science, and that's how Aasiyah started.
Aasiyah is a Zulu word that means transformers. It's also the name Aasiyah chose, and it embodies her vision to transform society and provide employment for young people.
Aasiyah is our non-profit organization. It means transformers in Zulu, and that is our philosophy. We want to transform lives and, we want to be the facilitator in economic transformation and independence.
Aasiyah Adams can be described as a person driven not by success, but rather fulfillment in serving the youth by creating meaningful opportunities where they can be trained and skilled. Her first batch of trainees learnt all about unmanned aerial systems, and this opened up a whole new world to them.
I've gained a lot. I've found my passion, something that I've been looking for throughout my 20s, because it's hard for me. It's always been hard for me just to wake up and be remedial and just do things because I need to do them. I need to have a passion for it. I need to love it. Because being here does not feel like a job. I could be woken up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock, at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll wake up with a smile on my face and say, look, I'm here. Let's do work.
So far, over 150 youth have been trained in various aspects of 4IR, with quite a few finding jobs in a market they would never have dreamt of entering.
What I came to do here, basically, is to learn how to fly drones, basically, and get, most importantly, to get license for it, because there is a market that actually wants people who have drones, who have this type of experience. So basically, that's what I came to do here, to learn how to fly drones. And also, after I learned how to fly drones, I got a job, kind of like to finish my in-service training at school, where they actually gave me an opportunity to finish my course and also to continue what I started here.
Even though work consumes Aasiyah's life, she does make time to spend with her son. Instead of trying to balance her life, she sees her son as the motivating factor to be successful, as he will one day reap the benefits of her sacrifice.
I think just to be grateful, to be alive and to be in a position where you can do something that not only makes you happy but makes a difference. Not many people can get up, and not because they don't want to, but because they're forced to be in other industries. And so that is one thing. The fact that I'm following my dream, and the fact that I'm got my health and I'm okay, I think that makes me get up in the morning. As a parent, I think that's what you live for. You want to leave this legacy behind. You want to remind your kids, yes, I want you to be successful, but don't stop giving back and don't stop helping. I think that's what makes me get up in the morning.
The idea for doing something more with her life started on the streets of Mitchell's Plain, where Aasiyah grew up. It is here where she saw the impact of unemployment firsthand, and she vowed to do something to change this. Her parents also played a big role in pushing her to live her life to the fullest.
I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of where she has gone and what she has achieved. Because, let me tell you, basically, She's achieved more than I would have. She's done more than I would have, because I'm like an introvert and she's outspoken and she's friendly with everybody, whereas I like being with myself, to myself, and I haven't got a lot of friends. I've got friends, but not intimate friends, because I don't like them to come into my circles, so to say.
Islam has played a major role in the person she has become. Her parents are God-conscious people who instilled a deep sense of care and love into their children.
Islam is everything I do. Cliche, or as they say, it's a way of life. It is. Someone once said to me, we had a huge discussion, and he's like board of directors of everything, and he said, whatever answer you're looking for, it's in here, and he pointed to the Quran. It's for you to go and look for it. And sort of trying to translate that message, that makes perfect sense. Like I always say to someone, there's a reason why there are stories in the Quran, you know, the Prophet, peace be upon him, married different women and their challenges as a woman, so that we can say, okay, well, what is the lesson out of there and how did she deal with it? It was true stories. It was true jealousy. It was true this. It wasn't like, okay, they were just all living in one happy family. And so to me, that is my way of life, and I'm grateful and blessed that I am Muslim, alhamdulillah.
Being able to create one's dreams is one thing, but being able to create careers for others is something to be incredibly proud of. Aasiyah Adams continues to be a trailblazer who has become a role model to others. It is both a humbling and exciting place to be, and her NGO is making its presence known in Fourth Industrial Revolution space.
Talking about women, how is the advice that our sister Zainab Ebrahim has been giving? I find her informative talks on wellness being much needed, and I listen with an attentive ear to some pearls of wisdom.
I greet you with a universal greeting of peace. My name is Zainab, and today I'll be talking about how the mind works and its role in emotional wellness. So you might have heard before, people will tell you we only use 5% of our brain capacity. And the truth is we have access to the full 100%. However, it's broken up into 5%, which is known as our conscious mind. And our conscious mind is responsible for our logical thinking, our short-term memory, as well as our willpower. The 95% that's left is referred to as our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is responsible for our long-term memory, our habits, our beliefs, and our intuition. So what does this all mean? Well, the truth is you basically have willpower, which means you want to change your life, you want to achieve certain things in life. However, if your beliefs, which are sitting in your subconscious mind, are not in line with that, you will struggle for a very long time to try and achieve your goals. So I'll use an example of someone that wants to lose weight. I'm sure either we've been somebody that's wanted to lose weight, or we know of somebody that's wanted to lose weight. And they go on diet after diet after diet. And what happens? They lose the weight, and a few months later, they've picked it up again. And what's actually happened is there's a very strong possibility that in the subconscious mind, there are beliefs that are limiting, like, I'm not good enough, I will never be a success, I am not worthy. So if those limiting beliefs are driving our behavior, then as much as we want to with willpower, I want to change, I'm going to lose weight, we're using 5% to try and override 95%, which is virtually impossible. So the question then is, what do we do? Are we stuck? No, absolutely not. We have the ability to change this. So I'll use an example. We're not really consciously aware of how we are breathing, yet we're breathing normally and naturally. So if that happens naturally, and we'll use an example of a scuba diver. A scuba diver, when he's on land, is breathing normally and naturally like we all do. However, when he goes underwater, he's breathing in and out through his mouth. And what he's actually done is he's not even aware of it, but he's changed the way he's breathing. So similarly, we can change our behavior, our beliefs that limit us. So as I've said, your beliefs are stored in your subconscious mind. So you might be wondering, so where do these beliefs come from? And they come from various places. For example, your culture could affect what you believe. Your religion and your perception of what your religion teaches could affect what you believe. Your parents and your upbringing, your friends, your peers, your community, all of these can affect or make you adopt beliefs that are limiting. So the idea is that sometimes you're consciously aware of these beliefs and sometimes you are not. However, if you are, the message is that this can be changed. So how do we do that? So my suggestion would be, if you're somebody that has experienced trauma, that has affected your ability to have a normal, healthy life, then my suggestion would be to either see a life coach that specializes in emotional wellness or a therapist. However, if you feel you're in a relatively healthy space, but you want to move forward in life, then my suggestion would be to use affirmations. So what are affirmations? Affirmations is something that you would tell yourself over and over and over. And examples of that would be, if it's the person that wants to lose weight, is I am worthy, I am good enough, I am beautiful, I am powerful, I'm intelligent. And there's so many positive affirmations that we can say to ourselves. And you're probably thinking right now, and if you look back, how much times do I actually empower myself by what I say to myself? Do I really ever say I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I'm confident, I'm intelligent? So there is this opportunity now to change what you say to yourself. And when you do that over and over and over, so my suggestion would be to write out a couple of affirmations. If you need affirmations and you struggle to come up with them, just pop us a mail and we'll definitely share some with you. But if you write them down and you say them for at least 5 minutes every single day, what your subconscious mind is hearing these positive affirmations over and over and over. And your subconscious mind is so obedient. So over time, your subconscious mind says, okay, she's thinking this again, it has to be true. And it eventually affects your behavior, and you'll notice that you start changing the way you think. And when you change the way you think, it improves the way you feel. And when you change the way you feel, you naturally move to a more healthier emotional space. And you feel good about yourself, you feel good about your life, and you can actually achieve your goals. So I trust that that's been really beneficial for you. And until we meet again, I wish you a blessed week ahead.
Single parenting is part and parcel of our society, and many within our community undergo this. We thought it necessary to look into this topic and learn some more.
South Africa has one of the highest rates of single parenting in the world. More than half the children in this country grow up without a father, and studies show this has long-lasting effects on them.
I think for us to better understand the role of a parent in our household, we have to start by trying to understand what every child needs. Every child needs a good attachment. That means to feel loved, to feel validated and protected. Every child needs freedom to express themselves, a sense of autonomy so that they can discover who they are, and every child also needs boundaries. If we understand that these are the basic needs of a child, we then get a better idea of what it is that a parent needs to do for them. Of course, we do understand that no parent can be perfect, and the emphasis on being good enough.
Most single-parent homes are run by the mothers, and here too issues crop up. A lot of pressure is being put on these women who have to work extra hard to maintain as well as take care of the children who are growing up in the house.
It's been hard growing up without a father. They faced many challenges, especially Rahel. He's now becoming a teenager. So having to be a mother and a father, it's not easy. But alhamdulillah, he's getting there.
Unmet needs has been proven through decades and decades of research to shape a person's core belief system. So when a parent isn't present, there's a bigger chance that a need is not going to be met for this child. This can result in many different problems. But what many years of research has also shown is that the most common thing that tends to remedy the situation is some sort of presence. The most important thing that you can give those children is your time, is to connect with them and to make them feel safe, to make them feel wanted and validated and protected, and also to be a source of guidance and being able to set boundaries for them.
Anisa has been fortunate somewhat in receiving help from an organization whose founder has a similar experience and background.
So I come from a divorced home. Even though I was privileged enough to get the financial support from my dad, my youngest brother that's currently living with my mom, he has no relationship with his dad, and he is growing up in a single-parent home. And I have recognized some of the issues that have stemmed from that. The lack of a father figure in the home does have an impact on the child. And that's what led me to starting up Single Mums Initiative, because I realized it's not just affecting the mums, it's actually having a domino effect. It's the kids. Majority of the time, they come from a home where there is no financial support. So that already brings out issues, and it continues through the generations. That is why I wanted to start this organization.
Nazifa knows all too well the struggles of single mums and has been hard at work in helping them firstly find their feet and getting back up on it.
Single Mums Initiative is an organization that was founded 2 years ago. I always had a deep desire to help others, and when looking for a group or a project to undertake, I was deeply interested in single moms. When I founded Single Moms Initiative, it was basically to gain recognition of single mothers, the challenges they face, to earn the respect for single moms and to elevate their status. So Single Moms Initiative was put into place in order to empower, encourage and elevate the status of single moms.
It's natural for any parent to be insecure at times, and not necessarily only single parents, but you would imagine more so because they are alone, because they have to fulfill multiple roles as a parent, that there can be so many insecurities. And for these parents to want to hold on and, not allow their children a healthy separation, quite unintentionally, I might add. So for these parents, I would also say, try and empower yourselves. Try and empower yourselves through getting to know yourselves first. So ask for help that you can deal with these insecurities, because if you don't, there's a bigger chance that might be detrimental unintentionally to the development of a child.
Nazifa has approached me, I think it was about a year back, asked me to be in the group, and I agreed. We have support groups at least once a month. They have been there with counselors and life coaches which have been there for us and helped us. It's only a phone call away if we need anything or if we have a problem. So they're always there for us.
The focus is often on single moms, but there are single dads with their own struggles. Riaz Kasim lost his wife very suddenly and was left to raise his 3 children.
Single parent comes with many challenges. Ideally, I was put in a very challenging situation. I lost my wife very suddenly, practically in a sense of a few minutes. And it obviously changed my life and the life of my kids overnight. Number one was dealing with the loss itself. And after that, dealing with actually the emotional state of my kids, my own emotional state. And then obviously looking to find a way forward and a platform forward to build on from there. That's the biggest challenge.
I would imagine that the reason that there isn't enough support for single fathers is perhaps because there is still a lot of stigma associated with being a single father in particular. Many times the emphasis is on fixing that, wherever it is that a mother or a wife falls away. The encouragement is often in our community for the father to remarry, to complete the full household, so that the children are not lacking in anything. As a result, I can imagine that many fathers don't reach out and ask for help because of this.
As more and more men have approached Riaz to learn from his experience, he feels there's now also a need for a support group.
In the beginning, you sort to look for the closest people to you in terms of family and friends and neighbors. And alhamdulillah, they were there to help and support, and you need that. Beyond that, there's always this need for help and assistance within yourself. I started hearing of other widowers, fairly young guys, and I keep putting myself in their situation because I've been there and I know exactly where they're coming from. And I ask myself the question, like, what help are they getting right now? What assistance are they getting right now? Merely in just being in touch with them, you know, empathizing with them. That's when it struck me that these same questions that I'm asking myself and solutions that I'm looking for, I would assume hundreds out there that don't have that and are asking for the same help and are pleading for some sort of acknowledgement. It struck me back then, this was about over 2 years ago, that it struck me that there's a need for counseling and there's a need for our communities to get more involved in helping, especially young widowers, to find their way.
The statistics on single parenting are calling out for us to do better. Islam places great importance on the relationship between parents and their children. It is up to each one of us to ensure we cultivate, contribute, and sustain our relations for both parties to positively gain from this.
As a young mother and a parent, I can relate to what it must be like to raise a child. But doing it single-handedly is a superpower, and I salute all those who do this. Jazakallah for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Ke namare mokwanda, kere ari bueri bonaneng khape. Assalamu alaikum.